Hi, my name is Alexander Letke. I've been a teacher here in South Korea for almost 3 years now. Now, I was born in New York City and I lived in New York for 15 years. I also lived in the state called South Carolina for 7 years as well. Now, I'm the oldest in my family. I have two younger sisters. They are now 15 and 19. One is in high school and the other one is in university. Now, where did I spend most of my time in America? I spent most of my time in New York and on the East Coast, Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, and these areas. I've been to California a couple of times, but not as much as I have been on the East Coast. Now, this is okay to send my video to employers abroad and overseas. I give you my permission. Thank you. Now I would like to answer a few of your questions which you gave for me. I will begin. Why do I believe it is a good fit, or rather I am a good fit, for elementary school age children from 8 to 11? Now I have the experience of living with an 8-year-old and an 11-year-old twice in my lifetime. As I mentioned, my sisters are younger than I, and so I had the ability to nurture them and teach them for basically 2 times each in each of those age groups, 8 and 11 and between. So, currently my youngest sister is 15 and the other one is 19, but I was with them when they were younger as well, and I was able to nurture them, teach them, and help them grow. So from a very young age I had that experience, which was very beneficial for me when teaching these children these days now. Furthermore, I enjoy teaching this age group as these children are the most open to learning and they're the most open to the world. Their curiosity and their interests are so diverse that I find myself being fascinated with every day that I work with them. I've been working with this age group professionally since the end of last year, and before my coming to South Korea, I have worked with this age group as a line therapist. These children had the neurological disorder of autism. I did this for a year before coming to Korea. I also worked at my church's Bible study camp where I managed the acting studio portion of it. So I've been a teacher here in Korea for 3 years now, and I've taught this age group on several occasions, specifically now. Now, the question you gave me as number 2. How would you handle if the students did not seem to listen or were out of control? Well, I would calmly let them know, first of all, that they're misbehaving. If they continue to misbehave, I would follow the rules, the outline of my classroom, where students would probably be given timeouts and not receive stickers that they would usually receive for good behavior at the end of the day. I also might have a system where students are placed into teams, and when students work well in their teams and do well, they get points, which they can later hand in to get an award of some kind, whether that be candy or drinks or something like that. Now, if the team misbehaves, or if one student on that team misbehaves, the whole team doesn't get any points. Now, the team won't be happy, and that student or those two students will probably most likely not misbehave. Also, if they misbehave on the team might not only not get a point, they also may get points taken away. Question number 3. Do you think it is important to have a good lesson plan all the time, regardless of students' learning ability, and why? Yes, I do. I think it is very important to always have a good lesson plan. Why? It's a good foundation. Students need students need a good foundation in order to process through the classroom, even if they're just elementary school students. For me, even to have a good idea for what I want to do, how to spend each hour, each time, each minute. So the first 15 minutes is introduction, and then go on and so on and so on. Now, this helps me organize my classroom. If I come in without a lesson plan of any kind, it's difficult for me to transition from one topic to the next. Even if it's something as simple as drawing or coloring, it's good to have a solid idea of what I want to do. It helps me keep my classes organized and professional, and it helps the students transfer from one topic to another. And it's also a very professional courtesy. Like a medical doctor has a certain protocol he follows, I believe a teacher should also have a protocol they follow as well. Question number 4. Why do you believe that I will be okay in living in a rural area where there are a few foreign teachers or foreigners? So, I've done this for 2 years already. I lived in Gyeongju, where I worked there at a high school and a middle school. And that's a very, very, very rural area. There's not many foreigners at all. I was able to intermingle with the community. I was able to do activities as sports with my schools and go on trips and have fun with my students. So this is not a problem at all. I've done this many times. Though I would prefer to live in Seoul. I would prefer to work in Seoul now. Having been in Gyeongju for 2 years, I want to spend the rest of my career here in Korea in Seoul, the capital. I greatly enjoy it. But I have lived in a rural area and I'm very fine with moving there if that's necessary as well. Now, so what else? What else can we talk about here? Let's look at question number 5 now. It says, as you know that Koreans do not use English on a daily basis, the English level is very low. How will I deal with this difficulty in communicating with them? And also, will I still be willing to be part of the group? Yes, of course. It's my job to teach English. That is my priority. And if they can't speak any English at all, I will adapt to their level. Meaning, if we need to spend time outside or go to a bar professionally or go play football or soccer or baseball in the park, that's not an area where we need a lot of language. That's more of a physical activity, and I'm willing to do that with my co-workers or my students, depending upon the age. Now, of course, if I'm with little young children, that's fine. Playing, having fun is the essential part to learning English, to learning anything, I believe, especially at a young age like that. And so I would have no problem at all with teachers, co-workers who couldn't speak any English at all, and my students. I would make sure I bring a good lesson plan, a positive energy, and from there, we will be able to communicate. I've been doing this for over 3 years now, and I believe I can continue to do this here in Seoul or elsewhere in South Korea. Question number 6. Students' learning ability will depend heavily on your lesson plan, your ability to motivate, and your success as an English teacher in Korea will depend heavily on your teaching skills, social skills, and your willingness to come down to their level. Are you okay to be singing, dancing, and entertaining, if necessary, for that purpose? Of course. Of course. I've been doing this for 3 years. I can continue to do this. I love doing that. Currently, if you look at my resume, I work with a young group of students, kindergarteners, and we do this all the time. We read books. Recently, our most popular book was Monkeys Jumping on a Bed, 10 Little Monkeys Jumping on a Bed. And after every section, with every number, we would get in a big circle. We'd jump around 10 times, 9 times, 8 times, and go all the way down to 0. So there's a lot of physical activity, a lot of fun. Like I said, the essence, the most important thing to teaching is having fun. And that's something that I guarantee in my classrooms. Fun, charisma, and excitement. That's what I'm about, having a good time. English, just reading and doing grammar, that's for the hogwans without an English teacher. I bring English into a new world of fun, entertaining. So yes, of course, I'm willing to dance, I'm willing to go down to any level, have fun, to crawl around, to play with cars. We need to teach these students, these children, English in any way possible, anyway. And we need to make sure that they have the most fun time doing it. That's so important. I think that's so important in the classroom and in any professional atmosphere. So, once again, my name is Alexander. I thank you very much for your time and for your consideration. And I'm very much looking forward to meeting you in person and possibly even spending the next year teaching young students together. It's my pleasure. 감사합니다. 안녕히 계세요.